So today I thought I'd do something new, a new approach, a new type of show idea. Some of my videos I think are a little long because I get long-winded when I start talking about it, and it's good for a deep dive, and some of them need it. But I wanted to do something shorter and more compact. So what I decided to do is something called Solved or Unsolved. So basically what this is I got a list of probably 300 cases right off the bat that intrigued me growing up or through the years or whatever it is, and some of them are solved, quote unquote, because what's solved? Solved means so many different things to so many different people. There's 200,000 cold cases supposedly in the United States, not including missing persons. But solving to me is not always a conviction or arrested in trial. A lot of those cold cases, they know who did it. And as Denzel Washington said in Training Day, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So with that said, that made me think of this little this series that I'm going to do, Solved or Unsolved, where I'm going to come up with a couple names, cases, and just give you my brief opinion on whether it's solved and hey, we can move on, or unsolved, that we need to dig a little deeper. So it could encompass many things. You know, O.J. Simpson, solved or unsolved? Well, some people are going to say unsolved. Some people that you might know might say solved. But there's other cases that have been question marks around them. Let's just say Chris Cornell, lead singer of Soundgarden. Was that a suicide? I don't know. Solved or unsolved. I'll take a quick look at it and tell you off the cuff what I think it is, whether we can move on and it's suicide or not. Or maybe it's somebody that's locked up in jail, in prison, and they shouldn't be there. Okay, maybe it's Jeffrey McDonald, the Green Beret doctor who killed his family supposedly in 1970 and was arrested, but he, fought off some hippie intruders that did it, according to his story, and maybe evidence backs that up, maybe not. But is that solved only because he's been arrested and put in jail, or unsolved? I'll give my opinions on it. So that's what we're going to do. And starting today, I'm going to start right from the beginning, and I'm going to do Elvis Presley. I already did a pretty in-depth report of that case and what I thought. So is Elvis Presley, solved or unsolved? My opinion, solved. Not only because I believe he died a natural death with combination of a drug overdose, but I'll tell you why I say solved. I would have said unsolved. Not because I think he's alive. He's not. But because of the amount of drugs that was in his system, prescription drugs. His doctor needed to be held accountable for that. So I would have said unsolved if he wasn't held accountable. But Dr. Nick, who was his prescribed doctor, who he went to, it was his personal doctor. He have it written down here. So Elvis died in 1977. George Nicoropoulos was his personal physician who prescribed him all these prescription drugs. His license was revoked, and in 1980 he was actually indicted and charged with prescribing all these pills, too many pills, for these people to overdose on, basically, including Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. But he was acquitted of those charges. So, hey, he had his day in court. He was held responsible because a jury or a judge found him not guilty. Doesn't mean that it's still unsolved. So, for me, it's solved. Now, a little side note to this, what may be unsolved is that Dr. Nick, that was his nickname, was shot while he was watching a football game in 1979. And by all accounts, that's unsolved. Didn't kill him, obviously, but he believed that it was a Elvis fan who was very angry, obviously, right? So, Elvis Presley, can we move on? Absolutely. Solved. Without a doubt. He is not alive. He's dead. And we want to keep those memories alive. The king of rock and roll, Elvis Aaron Presley. Right here, over my shoulder. You see him there? The king. Hound Dog. Blue Suede Shoes. My favorite. Heartbreak Hotel. Just so many great hits. And we want to keep that memory alive, but he is not alive. He's alive in our spirit and in the music that continues to satisfy all of his fans. But Elvis Presley, short and sweet, solved or unsolved? Solved. Until next time, Maine's out.